Hey y'all, Kaycie here. I'm going to guide you all through a 20-minute meditation today. The focus is going to be on de-stressing. So if you have a lot of thoughts, you're feeling anxious, you're feeling overwhelmed, hopefully this will be able to kind of ground you down, center the mind, focus on the breath, and feel a lot more centered and relaxed. So we'll start by any seated position. Maybe that's in a chair, on the ground, or if you really need, you can lie on your back for this. Just try to stay awake. So once the eyes are closed, situate in your body a little bit. Let yourself move around, get the little wiggles out. And once you feel a little more still in your seat, feel the spine lift up nice and tall. And really just using the muscles necessary to keep the spine lifted. Feel everything else drape nice and heavy. And as the body drapes more heavily, feel your energy more light, more open and expansive. And just start to settle into this present moment. Taking in those first initial sensory details. So noticing what you're hearing around you, notice what you're feeling, the temperature. If you're outside, maybe feeling the air, natural sounds. Notice any smells. And then start to notice more of your thoughts, your feelings. Noticing what may be affecting you right here in this moment. Sometimes we're holding on to a lot of emotion. Sometimes the mind feels like it won't stop. That bouncing around, that ping pong effect. And especially in the process of trying to become more still through stress or anxieties of our day or within our lives. It's really important to notate what is there naturally on its own without making any changes. So which thoughts become more prevalent? Which thoughts kind of take over? Or is it just busy-mindedness, the mind bouncing around, one thing into the next? And oftentimes we feel like we're the only ones that are experiencing a busy mind. We can't meditate because we think too much. We can't turn our brains off like other people can. But the reality is that we're all experiencing thoughts. We're all experiencing that busyness, that ping pong effect. And yet it is a practice just like any other to learn how to soften beyond the thought process, to fall back as a witness and to just feel a little more calm and connected to self. Not so much attachment to thoughts, but just a genuine connection to self, that stillness, that presence, the watcher. So we're going to start to take this role, allowing ourselves to detach, to break away from whatever thoughts that we're holding on to. And we'll start to tap more into that inner stillness and that witness perspective, becoming the observer. So the best way I can describe is through a visualization that was taught to me. Just imagine that you're sitting back at a theater, sitting in your seat, and you're just watching your thoughts like a movie reel playing across the screen. And the thoughts continue, just like the movie continues, one slide at a time. Some scenes longer than others. But when we start to sit back and watch, we recognize we're less interactive within the thoughts themselves. We're not trying to change, force, or attach. We're just allowing them to pass by. And without that involvement in our thoughts, we feel less reactive to them. less emotionally stimulated by them. And this is where we recognize our true power in being able to step away from those triggers, to just simply witness what is going on without the emotional attachment. So as we move through the practice today, see what's there, but just let it go. Let the energy continue to pass through. We're not avoiding anything that arises, and we're not attaching to anything that arises. It comes and it goes naturally on its own. And when the mind is left unattended to just be as it will think many thoughts. So we're going to give it some focus, some attention. And as we direct that attention to one specific thing, in this case it will be the breath, it will start to soften and relax away from other things. So another simple tool in being able to really ground back into presence and stillness, one might be just detach. And the second one is to direct your focus to something that also helps aiding in that relaxation, that stillness, that full awareness of self. So just feel your breath moving in and out. And as you feel your breath and that internal sensation, notice any feelings or emotions that linger within the breath. Maybe certain areas within the body that feel more stimulated by the breath. Be aware of where the body lights up with sensation. And start to slowly invite the breath to be deeper and more full, especially within the belly and lower back area. And as you slowly deepen your breath, elongate it. Try to take as much time as you can to fully expand through the lungs and diaphragm. And take as much time as you can to slowly melt the breath all the way back out, one section at a time. We're going to move through a specific breathing technique today. And this breathing technique can be used in many different ways, but mostly to help aid the body in becoming more relaxed, more calm and centered. Okay, maybe it's just a distraction for your mind to ease away. Maybe use it before bed to calm yourself. Whenever you feel anxious or a lot of busyness of the mind, this can be extremely beneficial. So if you want to open your eyes to see, you can. Otherwise, just keep the eyes closed and I'll guide you with my words. Spine stays nice and lifted. Okay, and there's many ways that you can set this position up. It is alternate nostril breathing. Okay, it's going to really slow down and kind of balance out the hemispheres of the brain. So there's a couple ways to set it up, and I'll show you the most simplified version that I like to teach, which is find your peace fingers on your right hand. Like you're going to throw a peace sign. Bring the fingers together, and then just set the tips of the fingers to your forehead, your third eye point. And I really like this point. It's a nice grounding point for where the other fingers are going to go, but also to kind of stimulate the pineal gland and awakening that third eye center. So keeping it here, think intuition. You're connecting and tapping into that intuitive state of being. While keeping your fingers here, you're just going to rest your right thumb at that right nostril, okay? Doesn't move very much, just rests there. And it's not closing it just yet, just resting. And then taking the ring finger to the left nostril, and the pinky can kind of hang out with it. So from this position, both nostrils are still open. And we're going to exhale, breathe all the way out through the nose. And then take a deep breath in through the nose. Then we're going to plug the right nostril with the thumb and exhale, slowly breathe out through the left side. Now inhale back in through that left side. Plugging that left side, open up the right and exhale through the right side. Inhale back through the right side. Plug the right nostril, open up the left, exhale through the left. Inhaling left side. Plug, switch sides, exhale through the right. And you're just going to start to move on your own. Start to find your own breathing rhythm. You'll inhale back into that same side. And then we'll switch and exhaling through the opposite nostril. Now as you continue on your own, really find your own rhythm. Your breath might be a little slower. You might have to slow it down. Or you might have quicker breaths. If my cueing was a little slow for you, just find your own pace. Recalibrate back in. In one side, out through the other side. And then keeping that side open as you breathe back in. And then out through the other. And go ahead and take about 5 more rounds completely on your own. Notice as you focus on this breath that you're starting to already feel much more relaxed and calm. Continue to focus here, slowing it down. And then when you're ready, you can lower your right hand down into whatever comfortable variation you would like. And then with the hand away from the face, I want you to still try. Imagine that you could still do that alternate nostril breathing in one side and out through the other, but just use your visualization to create this channel of breath. Even if you are breathing through both, just imagine you're breathing through one, feel the sensations, and exhaling through the opposite side. And take at least 5 rounds here, just visualizing that path of the breath. Now, after your 5th breath or so here, relax the breath completely back into a natural rhythm. Just let it melt in and out as it will. And if the mind does become busy again, as we sit here in silence briefly, then feel free to just detach. Start to sit back in that seat and watch it move by like a movie reel. Completely connected to self without distraction. Whatever arises through the senses, just let it go. And for the next few minutes, just allow stillness into your practice. Start to slowly deepen your breath in and out of your nose. Start to lift the spine a little bit taller, maybe lifting the shoulders up towards the ears, pulling them back, and drawing them back down away from the ears. Join the hands together at your heart center, lifting the heart towards the thumbs. And just thanking yourselves here for your practice and the ability to just take a few moments for ourselves, that you took this time for you. No matter how much the mind bounced around, no matter how busy it may have been, you took this time. So just showing yourself a little gratitude, a little thanks, and knowing wherever you are in this practice is exactly where you should be. Just allow yourself to be here. Allow yourself to move through however you need. Thank you so much for trusting me as your guide. Namaste. Thanks everyone so much. I feel much more relaxed. I really hope you do too. Feel free to share with me your experiences. If you like the breathing technique, hopefully you did, and I can do more of these videos for you. Hit like, share with a friend. Please hit subscribe, and I will see you all soon. Thank you.